Welcome to the Paws Perspective.
The podcast where we help dog owners feel calmer, clearer and more confident by understanding what's really going on behind their dog's behaviour.
We're Pat and Molly from Flying Paws Dog Training, and each episode we break down behaviour, training and real life challenges in a way that actually makes sense.
From puppies and adolescents, breed traits and everyday training struggles, we focus on working with your dog's instincts, not against them.
Whether you're trying to prevent problems before they start or you're feeling stuck and not sure what to do next,
you're in the right place.
So grab a coffee, clip on the lead,
and let's get into today's episode.
Morning Molly, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. So we're just here having a bit of a chat, and what did we think we might chat about today? Bit of an interesting one.
Yeah, well, a couple of weeks ago I did a Facebook post.
Yep.
On what we're going to talk about. And I said to you, actually, this might make a good podcast to just unpack it a little bit more and talk through it a little bit more, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
a bit more detail.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago we went to Scentwork.
Yep.
On a Sunday morning.
Which we do fairly regularly now with our boys.
Yeah. And not with Murph. Murph sort of thought Scentwork was slightly pointless, didn't he?
Yeah, he could just smell stuff.
Yeah, he just went, it's over there, go and get it yourself. And I probably didn't, I shouldn't say push him because that sounds not very nice, does it? But yeah, I didn't go, well, let's make you a Scentwork dog. We just went, okay, you know it's over there.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll just all move on. But it was at the old Penguin Primary School, not the one in town, the one next to the new school.
Yep.
And
this was a bit of an out and about, been doing some out and about sessions, haven't we, in different places over summer?
Yeah, which has been really good. And as we were pulling in, I think you heard it before I really registered, probably because it's your old stomping ground.
Yep, used to live down there.
So what's happening?
So we got out of the car and was getting ready to get Zan out, and we got out and I heard some banging noises. And, of course, up that way is the rifle range. Yes. And Sunday mornings they were having a bit of a shooting fest, I suppose.
Clay target
Clay
shooting.
target, yep. So clay target guns are fairly boomy or bangy.
How far up the road would it be, like a kilometre?
Probably, yeah, it'd probably be a kilometre.
Yeah.
But, yeah, pretty straight going, so it's sort of through the bushes, it's, down the road. It sounds pretty loud.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's
so it
not like we were right
away.
next to the rifle range.
No, we won't.
But it was still loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not that keen on banging noises.
He doesn't even really like the word bang, does he?
Not that much, no, not anymore. So I got him out and I thought, oh, heck, anyway, see what happens. So we had a bit of a wander around. We were a little bit early as usual just to, wander around, settle him in. So we wandered around the car park and I gave him a few treats, probably a few extra treats just to try to settle him in. And he's going pretty good. So I was pretty pleased with that. I thought, oh, okay, he's not too worried. That's good. So we had a wander around and then we were heading back to the car and just to see if he wanted a drink. And he started to go, oh, I know what that is. That's banging noises. I'm not overly enthralled with that. And when we got back to the car, he sort of thought, oh, I might just go under the car a little bit.
Yeah,
so
I think just before that you'd sort of, had I just come back to the car or did you call me out? No, I might have just wandered back to the car.
Yeah, you were wandering sort of around with Foxy too, weren't you? So,
and I said to you, like, his bum is like under the car, like he's trying to,
get away from it.
Yeah.
So I got him out from under the car, and I thought, oh, we'll just sit in the back of the car, and I'll just sit in there with him, and because
his little legs were shaking, weren't they?
Jumped in the back, and was sitting right over as far as he could, and I sat in there with him and was just giving him a pat, and he was puffing and panting, and his legs started to shake a bit, and so you were still wandering around.
I'd wandered off
Fox?
At this point, yeah, because I sort of didn't want Fox going.
Why is he worried?
Because he he's sort of a dog that picks up on others, isn't he? Which
Yep.
sounds like a silly thing to say, but he's not like, if that was Fox that worried, like Zan probably wouldn't give a hoot. But Fox is like, why are we worried? What's going on? So I thought I'll just wander off with him, just one, to take the pressure off Zan, but two, just so he didn't go, oh, well, why are we so worried?
Yeah, and get worrying himself or anything. So,
He's a nice little boy.
so I thought, yeah, okay, this isn't going too well. So I thought, I think I'll call it. So I just yelled out to you, and I just said, get your gear, whatever you need. I said, I'm going home. I'm taking him home. I said, I'll come back. I sort of had to come back because we're in my car and I had to pick you up.
Yeah, well,
So it was a bit far for you to walk home. So I just got him out of the back, put him in the back seat, and I left. So when I left, so you sort of just grabbed your stuff and said, yep, and off you wandered.
before you get into the when you left, why did you go, okay, I'm going to call it? Like, what? Obviously, I know that sounds like a stupid question because you've outlined the stress, you've outlined the stress building,
Yep.
trigger stacking, whatever you want to call it. But there would also be, some people would argue that he loves scent work, and he does love
He
scent work.
does. He
and that
he really loves it.
he might have gone, oh, okay, well, I'm scent work would settle him down. Scent work is good for stress relief.
Yep.
But why? And this is not sort of, I don't want it to sound like, why did you do it? But can you explain? Because I probably would have done exactly the same thing in your situation. So can you explain why you did it?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. I guess, again, you know your dog, and you know what they can cope with. I know he does absolutely love scent work, but I didn't want to put him in a situation where, because I think he would have tried to work.
Oh,
He-
yeah.
So then he's in
100%.
this conflicted state where he's like, oh, I love scent work. I like doing this. Where's the scent? I'm trying to find that. And, oh, gosh, there's a bang. I'm not too sure about that. So, I could have imagined him going along flat out with his nose, trying to find a scent, and then sort of, oh, that was a bit of a scare. So I didn't want to put him in that conflicted state to start with.
Position.
Or position, yeah, is a better word. I also didn't want any sort of association with scent work that there was going to be bangs or, scary, because he does love it and we want to continue with it. I also didn't want him to get that stressed that it was going to take quite some time for him to calm down. So I think they were the three major things why I thought, yep, it's better just to call it straight away instead of, I could have ummed and ahed and see how he went and see if he settled down, but I knew him. He wasn't going to settle down. He was just going to get worse.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, probably from my perspective, that you haven't touched on with that as well, is he had never been there before.
No, he hadn't.
He never really has to go back there again.
No.
So what? But he does love scent work, and you do want to keep giving him the opportunity to do scent work.
Yep.
So why force the point in an environment that's not setting him up for success, in a place he'll never have to go back to potentially, all to do something that he loves?
Yeah. Yeah.
In a situation where it might change how he feels about the thing he loves.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's just, easier to call it early.
Yeah.
And just head off.
Yeah.
So those were the main reasons I did it. So we jumped in the car and headed off. It was all fairly quick. I wanted to get out of there. So an interesting point that you wouldn't have seen was when we took off.
I was wandering around with my dog, homeless, no car.
Yeah, and you probably did see it. Zan actually jumped over into the front seat.
Yeah, well, when you drove past us where we'd wandered to,
Yeah.
by the time you got him in the car, he was in the front.
And he doesn't
Looking very
worried.
stressed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is not a normal spot for him to be in. And so as I was heading out the driveway there onto the road, I grabbed his harness, just put my finger in it, and just tried to move him to get him to go back into the back seat because I didn't want to be driving with him in the front. And he just resisted it. So I said, okay, I'll just go up the road a little bit, and I thought I can go up here and stop if I need to. So we went up a little bit further, and I tried it again, and he just went straight over into the back seat. And to me, that was an indication that his stress level had dropped.
And so can you put a time frame roughly on that from when you left Penguin to when he was able to go back into the back seat?
Well, it was only just up the road, so it probably would have been...
Whereabouts was it?
Before I turned off Ironcliff Road at the dog park.
Oh, okay, so
it
we're
was
literally
quite
talking
quickly.
maybe not even a minute.
Yeah, sort of, maybe around a minute, something like that. So quite quickly. I obviously did have the radio was on. I might have had that like up a little bit. There was the noise of the car, so you couldn't hear the banging of the guns. They might have also had a break while they changed things or something. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But to me, that was quite an indication that all of a sudden he'd just dropped a bit.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. So we turned off, if anyone knows Penguin, went up Ironcliff Road, turned off at the dog park along there, went along Dial Street, Dial Road, and then out onto the highway. Now, by the highway, when we get out onto the highway...
Did you go on the highway?
Yep, I did, because I wanted to get home quick because I had to come back to
I just assumed you would have gone down South Road. But anyway,
no, I
that's
didn't.
just my brain thinking. Yeah.
So when I got onto the highway, I just looked over because he sits behind the passenger seat. He was laying down with his head down already, starting to nod off to sleep. Now, again, that was for me a massive win because within that period of time, which would have been, again, only a few minutes, he was able to go from stressed down to laying down, head down, about to have a snooze because we were out on the highway heading home.
So probably this might be slightly harder to answer. So from when he started to get worked up with the banging to this point, we're probably talking maybe 5 minutes, do you reckon?
Yeah, it'd be 5 to 10,
Yeah.
I reckon, by the time,
From my memory of it, I think 10 would be pushing it, like it wasn't that long. So,
no,
but
it was pretty quick. I called it and I just chucked him in the back and jumped in and we left.
You were gone.
So, it was in that vicinity. So when we got home, I got him out and he was like bouncing around and, happy to see Dad and I left him. But what I wanted, and I guess why I left so quickly, was that's what I wanted. I wanted him to be able to go from a stressed state to a non-stressed state as quickly as possible. Yeah. And because I didn't want him staying, stressed or anything like that. So I was
I think it's probably, just interrupting you slightly, important to point out that even though he might have appeared not super stressed when he was at home, it probably, if there had have been something, he would have been quicker to
react
yep. And his stress levels go back up again. So it's not like he went from panicking to fine in one foul swoop. He was just happy to be home, happy to be in a familiar environment where things were calm. There was no
noises. Yep, definitely. But, yeah, of course, inside he would have, his hormones, etc., would have all been up. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it would have, something else would have, might have set him off a bit quicker. But I was pleased with how he calmed down quite quickly. I was also pleased with myself that I had actually called it. I didn't go, oh, well, I'm here now. Oh, I've paid my money. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I better do it. There's other people here. Sometimes, we feel a little bit of pressure if we've paid some money. that we're going to lose the money and not get our spot. Sometimes we feel a little bit of pressure because there's other people there. We don't want to be the one that, our dog won't do something. And sometimes we think, well, our dog loves it, so we don't want them to miss out. So there was all those things, but I didn't feel any of those. I was just worried about what he was feeling. And I was really glad that I had pulled him out so quickly and got him out of there, and he'd settled down so quickly once we got in the car and got away from the noise. So
Yeah, so I suppose the most important thing to take away from that is that sometimes the kindest thing we can do for our dogs is to not ask them to do something.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
And put them first.
Definitely.
Because learning doesn't happen in stressful moments.
No.
The learning happens after. And like we've said, the pushing through, going, well, we're here now, like you like scent work, let's just make you do it essentially, or not make you do it, but some people would make their dogs do it, but go, well, we'll just have a go and see what happens, can risk turning, like, you could have gone to scent work the next time and he could have gone, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It was too hard and too scary last time, and we've created an association and an aversion, all because we thought we should try.
Yeah, that definitely. So, we were there, and we need to do it because we're here. So sometimes it is looking at the big picture.
Yeah.
And what your dog does like and doesn't like, and what their associations are.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, do they have to do something? If it's not that beneficial for them, if it's more beneficial to jump in the car and go home, sometimes it's the best option.
Yeah, and I think this is something we talk about a lot with clients, isn't it? And it might be someone working with, say, a reactive dog that sometimes, or maybe not always reactive dogs, but sometimes it is just best to call it and just to say, this has been too hard today, or this has been too hard today for me, which it's more than fine to say that you can't cope with this today.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you
definitely
need to step back because you're not going to be able to help the dog then.
Yeah.
So sometimes just calling it, and I think there was a period, and I suppose some people probably still talk about it, won't they, where it was like if you're doing a training session, had to finish on a good note.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But some of the best trainers will tell you, like, if things are going crap in any sort of training or life with our dogs, just calling it and going, okay, this is crap, we'll try again tomorrow, is actually more beneficial than going, well, we'll do one more just so you get it right.
Yeah, that's right.
And even if it's an easier, we'll drop the criteria down and finish on something easier. The dog's still having to do it.
Yeah.
It might be better to go, look, this is crap, let's just go outside and play tug or play fetch or whatever it is that your dog likes. Yeah.
Definitely. So, and in the meantime, you were there with Fox, and the other dogs, none of the other dogs worried about it, was only Zen.
Yeah.
They all had a good time. Fox had a good time. He got a lift home, you and him. And they were all fine. Fox had a good association. He wasn't worried about what Zen was doing.
No.
So there was no problem there. So we sort of all ended on a good note. But just sometimes you do have to call it if it's the best thing for your dog.
Yeah. Yeah. So I suppose the little part two of this is on Fox. You've sort of segued into Fox. So we were still there. Us, another border collie, and the Pomeranian. We were still there. And Fox has only been doing scent work since like August or something last year. So we haven't been doing it for very long, and it's not like we practice a lot, or, we just really, probably the only times he does get to do it is when we go to scent work. Sometimes we do it in one of the classes at school, but that's about it. But I think I've never pushed him with scent work. It's just been something fun. Like if you weren't going with Zen, I probably wouldn't have even started, just because Zan loves it so much, and I was like, oh, let's see what Fox thinks of it. Like, he likes sniffing, so if anybody knows him, he likes sniffing. So I suppose as a team doing an activity like scent work, we're still working out, as in me and him, how he likes to work and what he needs.
Yep.
But on that day, and you can probably talk about it a little bit better than me because you were watching. I was actually doing it, if you can remember. His last search, watching it back on the video that we got, really showed actually how far he's come in such a short period of time. And I think I've, on reflection to that, probably put it down to that there has been no pressure.
Yep.
Just it has been fun right from the start. You know, so on the video when we walked into the search area, he was like excited, like he always is, wasn't he? Sort of bouncing around. But
Yep.
when I actually asked him to start searching, you could immediately see him switch into work mode, which is probably not something I'd actually really registered that he had started doing. But he was actually able to independently and confidently search without me having to repeatedly cue him, without me having to direct him. He just sort of went off and did it, didn't he?
He did, yeah. It was a really good one.
It was, and I was able to actually step back and let him work, which is one of the good things about scent work, isn't it, that it's dog-led.
Yep.
So I think sort of tying it in with what we've said about with Zan is like the learning, the getting to that point didn't happen in that session. It's the same as if you had have pushed Zan, the learning would have happened afterwards. But he's for his scent work journey has just been in low pressure environments where it's always been fun and being allowed to grow, I suppose.
Yep. Do it at his pace.
Yeah, which you would say is very slow. Well, you would, wouldn't you?
Not his learning. His actual movement's a bit slow, but his learning
can be slow sometimes too. He's a boy. But yeah, it's another example, I think, of confidence being able to grow when dogs feel safe.
Yep.
And are set up for success. In a slightly different way than you did with Zan. You pulled him out to protect, I suppose, where you got to.
Yep.
But yeah, so
and to protect him.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, so I think it's I think the big takeaway is just, you know, whatever your dog needs, if you do need to move away, just do it. You know, don't hang somewhere if you don't feel that it's right for your dog.
Yeah, and it's just, I suppose, respecting the thresholds, isn't it?
It is. Yep.
Which defining a threshold, I suppose, is where the point where your dog can't cope anymore, isn't it? When they're over threshold.
Yep, when they're over. Yep.
But yeah, stepping away can be a big training win.
Yeah, definitely. And there's nothing wrong with doing it. It's not like you're not losing, you're not, you know, your dog isn't doing the wrong thing or anything like that. It's just making a call and doing it.
Yeah, and celebrating the progress at their pace.
Yep, definitely.
Whether that's, you know, getting to a point like Fox did slower, or whether it's just going, okay, you can't cope with this today like you did with Zen, we're just not even going to bother.
Yeah.
You know, that's still okay to say you've made a good call.
Yeah. I was very pleased with the call I made, and as I said, I was very pleased with his recovery, and I think that was because I pulled him so quickly. You know, I think if I had left him there longer and tried to get him to do some scent work, he would have taken a lot longer to get over it. So I was very happy with my decision.
Yeah, and I think again the common theme between the two stories is to enjoy the journey you're going on, not just be worried about outcomes.
Definitely.
If I was worried about an outcome and pushed Fox, knowing the type of dog he is, we would be getting nowhere.
Yeah.
He'd just go, I want to go and do something fun. This is not fun. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yep.
Which means, did I say that to you the other day? Or did I say that to someone else? I feel like I've got to constantly be like his hype man. I'm constantly like, yeah, you do so well. And he's like, oh, that's so good. But if you don't acknowledge him, he's like, oh, okay. But for Zan, not being worried about an outcome of, well, we've done 3 searches today, or did we do 3 searches? I think we did 3. So. Meant that, you know, you're going to enjoy the journey of scent work with him for a lot longer.
Yeah, definitely.
And scent work can obviously, as I said before, be taken out for whether it's walking, recall, reactivity, puppy
can
training,
be anything, whatever.
You know, this is obviously just a story where we can get to talk about these things through lived experience. But everyone's lived experience is going to be different. Not everyone's going to be doing scent work.
Yeah.
But if you know, listening to this, I'm sure there's something that you can take scent work out and put your own thing in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yep, and do it. Awesome.
Yeah, well, I think we've fleshed this out a little bit more, but yeah, it's definitely an important thing that doesn't get talked about enough.
No, definitely. Good one.
All right. We will see everyone in the next one.
All right. Thank you. Bye.